plenty because I love your stand up. I know you have plenty of bits about sex toys and toy shops and stuff like that.
Sure.
Do you
The
go to
Black
the
and
titty
Decker
club?
Poontang record. Oh yeah, I go with it. Give me a lap. Hell yeah, I go. I've been like, bitch, make it rain. Just listen.
What's up, Airheads? We're back once again. Got a real treat for you this week. We'll be joined a little bit later by the truly inimitable comedian Shelly Belly from South Carolina. If you like our accents and the way we fucking country yuck it up, you ain't even gonna believe this shit. So stick around for that. It was a good time. So you made me genuinely like laugh out loud, crack completely the fuck up multiple times. So stay tuned. You're in for a treat. But first,
and we can tell when someone's full of shit. And let me tell you, legit head to toe, bro.
Not an ounce of shit inside of her. I don't. No. Yeah, she's utterly shitless. No shit in there at all. Yeah. I wanted very, very quick things. I thought this last night, and I thought this might have been a better well-read thing. I don't know, but like,
who gives a shit? Fuck that podcast. Listen to this one.
Can you think of a bird that you think? Listen. That you think doesn't work as the name of a band. Like if you saw a festival lineup and there's think of a bird that if you put it on there, you would be like, what the fuck? Here's the origin of this. I saw a comment on Reddit about Coachella, and they're like, here are the bands that killed it at Coachella: Turnstile, Drain, Wet Leg. I swear to God. Geese, right?
Yeah. Just wait, is that different than Goose? Because I love Goose. There's a Goose.
They said Geese.
I believe you. I didn't know that. Is that like, is it a bunch of people doing Goose and that's why they call it Geese because it's plural?
Let me find out real quick. But anyway, I saw that and I was like, at first I was like, this is hilarious. They're doing I thought this comment was like a bit, right?
Yeah.
But it's not. Those are all real bands that were there. So then I said in our group chat, I was like, I wonder how Traffic Cone and Red Elbow did or whatever. And when I typed that, I was trying to think of another bird that would sound funnier than geese. And as I kept thinking of birds, I was like, dude, I think every bird could be a band name, right?
Yeah, like Pigeon. I'd go listen to Pigeon.
Right. If you saw like titmouse on a dive bar,
that's the ultimate.
I know, but it's like even like Ducks. Ducks sounds like a Brooklyn indie band to me. Ducks totally play. Raven is heavy metal. I know. Fucking Flamingos is like Scissor Sisters type.
The Blue Jays is a great band.
Right. It's like, yeah, I just feel like pretty much any bird could be a band name.
No, that's interesting. I want Robin because then maybe it'd be confusing because like you'd be like, is that a woman? Is that one person? But at the same time,
there is. Well, I mean, actually, there was a '90s like European pop star named Robin. So that already is one. That one's kind of cheating, I guess. But obviously, that's still I'm counting it.
Yeah, and you know what? I every single time I think I got one, I'm like, I'd go see Quail. You know what I mean? I'd totally go see Quail. Dove, like I would assume it was a Prince tribute band, but either way, like I'd go see it. No, you're right. Birds. You know what it is? It's because gay people name all of them. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like artsy people, like, no, my dad, they aren't calling like a construction worker to name birds. It's all people who are like left-brained. And it's the same for bands. So, like, it's all sort of, I won't say, whimsical. They're all a little whimsical,
Right. So, the New York Times wrote an article called Goose versus Geese, How to Tell These Bands Apart.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I don't know anything about Geese, but Goose, so let me explain why I know who Goose is, because I'm normally like you where I don't know any new stuff. Goose is, I don't know if you know this, but like amongst bro golfers, jam bands are like really popular. You'd think it would just be like, I think a lot of people would assume like bro golfers listen to like Morgan Wallen and shit like that. But in my experience, that's not the case.
South
like,
especially,
that's not the case. And even growing up, like I remember back in the day when I first started playing golf, like Perpetual Groove was a big thing on the playlist. Like when you golf in the South, we get a speaker and we put it on the cart and we listen to music, you know. So like obviously there's your normal country, but like Perpetual Groove, Fish, Dave Matthews Band, stuff like that. Jam bands and golf for some reason go together. And so Goose has been like in my head a lot for the past year because all the dudes I play with, they pick the music, and I remember being like, I'm not the biggest jam bandy guy. Now, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of jam bands that their albums I will like because their album, you know, like Allman Brothers.
I know
Allman
exactly
Brothers
what you mean. I don't really get down with the noodling too much. I know me and my buddy Jared Bain always agree. I always thought that in terms of live bands, I always thought that My Morning Jacket was about the jammiest jam. I mean, they jammed an amount that I could handle live. Yes. They would jam. If a song on an album is 3-4 minutes, that song would be 6, 7 or something like that. Like, sorry for any Gen Alpha parents out there, triggering them with
that 6
sucks. But nothing. But yeah, I've been to like Fish shows at Bonnaroo and stuff where I'm sorry, I'm in the back, just like, bro. Oh
yeah, come on.
I think do something else. My dad loved all that shit though. He loved.
Look, man, if you're. But the thing is, I love them too. It's just that you can love something and still be like, okay, let's move it along. Like we all saw the movie The Irishman. That doesn't mean we don't like Scorsese, but there still comes a point where you're like, fucking, let's go. You know, like for instance, Blues Traveler. I kind of think they did about the right amount. Like. If you ever, I know most, like maybe I'm showing my age, but like I've seen Blues Traveler live a lot. They're one of my favorite bands. And yeah, they will like, if the hook is like 4 minutes normal, it'll be 7 to 10 live. But like, you know what? I did pay to hear John Popper hit that fucking harmonica. I truly did. Like I did. Mm-hmm. I did pay for that. But Goose, they started, like I just started hearing this new band from my buddies and I was like, who the fuck is there? Like, this is Goose. They're great. And like they are great, and not only do they do their original stuff, but like the covers that they choose to do and make jammy are all like, knowing that this is who they chose to cover. I go, wow, I respect you guys. Like that's like they'll do some John Prine shit and all that stuff, and I'm like, all right, like they're coming from But what is the difference between Goose and Geese, aside from multitude?
Yeah, well, Geese is a Brooklyn indie rock band, and Goose is a jam band. They're not related at all, apparently. I guess there's an internet conspiracy theory that Geese is a psyop.
Hilarious.
Bro, I don't know nothing about none of this. But this is only from a week ago. The fanfare around Geese actually was a psyop. This is an article written by Wired.com. The Brooklyn band Geese was labeled an industry plant by those who questioned its sudden ubiquity. Well, maybe it was. I'm not going to read this whole article, obviously, but I guess Wired is making the case that they literally were like an industry plant / psyop or something.
I think I just realized why jam bands are great for golf. Can I throw this out to you?
Mm-hmm.
When you're golfing, you don't want a needle drop, because like you're making your swing and you don't want to be distracted. So it's nice for something to be repetitive and just because you sort of lose yourself in it. Whereas if it was a new song every 3 minutes and it paused and started, it would fuck your swing up. But jam bands, you just let it go and it never stops. So it just sort of becomes noise.
So you're the golfer and I totally believe you, but we had no reverence for golf when we were golfing at the Redneck Golf Course near where I grew up and stuff. So like we'd like play music and shit in the golf cart and like a little speaker and stuff. And I'll still remember one of the first times we got busted the music out on the golf course. My buddy Duck, actually, talking about Geese and Goose and stuff. Well, here comes Duck. Duck stepped up to the tee or whatever, and I imagine he did this on purpose because of what you're saying. But like we were playing like classic rock or whatever, and a song had come on, and he like walks up, squares up, whatever, rears back and hits, and right as he makes contact as the ball, and he crushed it, good shot, as the ball goes soaring through the air, it's fucking he like hits it, and right at that moment, the chorus starts, "Keep on rocking in the free world." Right?
That rules.
And it was like, really awesome.
That's awesome.
and with that, I was like, it looked like something out of a commercial or a movie or something. Like you said, needle drop. It felt like a needle drop situation.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, everybody should have music with golf. This is fucking.
They should. No, you should have music with golf. But like,
Yeah.
I feel like, so like they say that when you're playing golf, like no matter, like when you're learning to get good at golf, you have all these swing thoughts like, oh, keep the club face square, take it back slow, come up. But you practice all that so that it's all
automatic.
It's automatic. So yes, because when you're actually playing, you only want to have one swing thought. One, you know what I mean? And usually it's tempo. It's just tempo. So like they say, like have a word in your head that you say, and to where you can unload and load. And like mine has always, well, not always, but usually because it just works, is Tiger Woods. Like it works. You know what I mean? And because of that, I sort of like music that's in 3/4 time, because I can sort of sway to that thing. If something was like too, I'm like, I'm all fucked up. My tempo's fucked up because I just kind of want to dun. So like jam band is all sort of dun dun. You know, makes sense. Nobody's thinking this much into it. They're just high. Right. They're just high.
So just because I'm sure we'll get emails on it, people giving their own submissions. I asked Katie this question last night. I was like, can you think of a bird that's not a band, you know, whatever. And we couldn't come up with any, but Katie's got her whole backyard decked out in like bird feeder cameras and shit and stuff. And later last night, she got a notification on one of those and brought up a picture, and she was like, it's that, she said, it's that red crossbill again.
Yeah, that ain't good. That ain't good.
I was like, and again, this is like 2 hours later, and I was like, holy shit, you did it. And she was like, what? And I was like, well, no. Yeah. Because that was my immediate thought. I was like, that don't really work. So I think there's like a lot of birds that are more obscure that we don't know to think of, that have like elaborate and wild names that don't flow well, really.
That's why the popular ones are the popular ones, because their names hit.
Right. And some of them, hit to look at and stuff.
Yeah, but eagle, what's the hittingest bird you think? I mean, in America, probably we'd say eagle.
Which is why it's been a band for 45, 50 years.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about the eagles.
Right.
That's so funny. I just said eagle.
Like the hittingest bird got claimed forever ago as the band. Yeah, right.
Immediately.
Birds it works as bands somehow.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with Owl City, but I know that's a band too.
Yeah, sure. So I got a thing for you. My sister, it's long been said that both of our sisters are funnier than us. And you'll never hear us argue with that. That's true.
Right.
Like they are. So people don't know this because of the magic of editing, but between Shelly's interview and this, I went downstairs to pee, right? So I go downstairs to pee, and I walk down, and my sister goes, I got to tell you about my sketch that I just wrote for the Pope. And I'm like, okay, what? Like, because Kirby, like, she tells me jokes and stuff, but this is, to my knowledge, this is the first time she's written now she didn't actually write it down. She just in her head did a sketch, but like it has scene changes and like all the stuff that you need for a sketch. Right. So apparently, I don't know if you know this, but the Pope just came out and basically said, if I was African and living in Africa, I would stay in Africa. I would not move to the United States right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which, by the way, I understand what he's saying. Like, hey, moving to the United States right now.
Okay, all right.
But
yeah, I get it.
But my sister heard it the same way you did, right?
Yeah. Stay in Africa. Right.
Yeah. So Kirby goes, how about this for a sketch? She's like, and I don't, Burns, you might have to cut this, but I think the Pope's fancy and this works. She said, so here's what we do: close up on a dude at a snake handling church, and he's just worshiping, and there's snake handling stuff, and then he's all about that life. He's a redneck, he loves snake handling, all this stuff. Then he gets out of the church, he leaves, he gets in his truck, and he gets on his phone, and he sees that the Pope has just said that all Africans need to stay in Africa. So it smashes to the next week on a Friday. He's wearing a suit and a tie at a fish fry, right? And he looks at this lady and goes, no, that's what I was telling him. We don't pray to Mary. She intercedes for us. Okay, you understand? This guy's become Catholic because he's,
Yeah. Well, you know how dumb I'm about religion. So yeah. So Catholics pray. That's a Catholic thing.
yeah. So they have, and that's
I
been
know
a
that
big.
they fuck with Mother Mary,
And it's
obviously.
been a
but I don't.
contention between Protestants and Catholics that they go, well, Catholicism isn't really Christianity because we pray to Jesus, y'all pray to Mary, and their whole thing has been like,
Okay.
but
I mean,
here's,
Hail Mary, full of grace, and all that.
yeah,
shit.
but their whole thing, and Kathleen Madigan, who me and Kathleen did like a 2-hour podcast a year ago that I still haven't put out, but me and her talked about this at length, where she was like, and she does a bit on it where she's like, no, you don't understand. Like, we just don't bug God for the dumb shit. You know, she's like, if it's real big, we'll go to God. But that's why we have all these like saints of whatever. She's like, we just assume he's busy. We just assume he's busy. And so their thing is like, we don't pray to Mary. We tell her our stuff so she will then, she intercedes on our behalf.
I never thought of the saints as being like middle management or whatever,
okay,
but that's kind of what they are.
But now that you get that, isn't Kirby's sketch pretty fucking funny?
Yeah, you smash cut to that guy later. He went
and he's Catholic now.
He just is a Catholic now. Yeah,
he's Catholic
I get
now.
It now. Yeah, I just didn't. The thing that is the tale that he is now Catholic.
Yeah,
did not translate to me because
dude, like
religion dumb.
How fucking great is Kirby? Like that is a good sketch. Like that's a really like her brain automatically works the way that me and you have had to train our brain to work. Like her brain just be working like that. It's amazing.
Right. You should, I feel like if it smash cut to him like with a bunch of fucking Sopranos meatballs guys, like
that's better.
You know what I mean? And he's doing, and he's like, I don't know their phrases, but it's fucking, but peace be with you and also with you, but with all these motherfuckers, like, or. Well, obviously it wouldn't be Mexicans. No,
Mexicans be Catholic.
I know, but the premise of the thing is because the Pope is racist. That's why he turned Catholic. So he would not go to like a Mexican Catholic. I know that Mexicans be Catholic, but
man, I've said a bunch about how much I've enjoyed going to Catholic stuff because of Amber's family. I can't even imagine how hard it would hit to go to some Mexican Catholic shit. Now, granted, it would hit harder to not go to any of it. You know what I mean? But I'm saying because I grew up in the church, it was such a breath of fresh air when I went to Catholic stuff and realized like they drank, they cussed, they were like, you know, relatively cool. And also like they don't, at least to my knowledge, they don't do that fire and brimstone bullshit, which I hate.
Yeah, like, I hear you because again, even not knowing much about various religions, I remember a comic who will go unnamed, but he's from the North, and I think maybe grew up Catholic, but is super fuck all that shit now. We're at a bar together out here, and because I'm like you, because I'm from like evangelical land, I started saying some shit like you were just saying. I was like, look, all the fucking pedophilia and sodomizing of children aside, which is a big thing to sweep aside, but they've been doing it. But doing that, a lot of the other things about them seem like relatively cool to me. Like you said, it's like they can like drink, they hang out, they don't seem as hardcore, they feel more like culturally Catholic.
They believe in works.
The Vatican is like kind of, again, comparatively good about science stuff. I think they acknowledge the Big Bang, and I think they acknowledge evolution and all that stuff. And I was saying, but this other dude, the dude who like grew up Catholic, was like just not having it, bro.
And that makes sense.
It does make sense. He was like, no, bro, fuck all of that. He was like, it's so.
But again,
depends,
like I bet. Well, I bet though, if he had to spend like 6 months at a Southern Baptist church, he'd be begging to go back Catholic. Right. You know what I mean? So it is all just to like, if you grow up in this shit, it sucks. But like, again, my experience has just been like, I've only ever been to like Catholic weddings and stuff, but like my buddy's like, the service is not much different. It's all like routine. It's all, similar. We do this, we do that, we do what. Whereas like Southern Baptist, man, there wasn't no fucking routine. Like, dude, you talk about like Southern Baptists are like crowd work comics. Like this shit can get off the rails real quick.
The pastor just up there and just riffs on queers and hell and stuff or whatever for 75
That's why Trump hits for them.
Right. Yeah,
he just there's no plan. He just stands up there and just starts fucking talking. But like that fire and brimstone shit, which really got to me. But like the Catholics, like the one thing I always respected about them is like they believe in works. Like you need to do good works, you know, and that was never in the back. I mean, like I'm sure that the Baptist people, like they always think like, oh, because we're Christians, we're good people and we will do good things. But it was never like required. It was always like, yeah, but you don't have to. You'll still go to heaven. But in Catholicism, it's like, no, you got to do good works in order to get into heaven. And I was like, you know what? These people need some rules. They need some fucking rules. And for the record, Baptists be butt fucking kids. You know what I mean? They stay butt fucking kids. Now, it's not as systemic. Right. I'll say that. Like, it seems to be like you couldn't even, man, if you've watched the Post or any of them shits or whatever, it's like, it seems like you had to butt fuck kids in order to keep your job. And also, even then, when you butt fuck them, they're just like, oh, man, you can't be doing that. Well, we're going to move you down the road. You know, we're just going to set you up in a different parish. I've seen doubt. Dude, like, it's crazy.
The beginning of the end credits, I guess, or the transitional card into the credits of Spotlight, where they just
Spotlight. That's what I meant, not the Post.
Yeah, they just bring up like a chyron that says like the following parishes were all identified as having, you know, whatever it says, covered for child sex abuse of priests or whatever. And the list starts and you're like, man, that's crazy. And then it goes on for like fucking 7 minutes or
like
something.
Like a Marvel movie.
Screen after screen after screen of like small print. And it's like, it was highly effective, you know, where you're like, dude, Jesus Christ, you know, I mean, I don't know where he was at that whole time, but right. It's wild. It's
that like, said, we certainly don't think that all Catholics do that. For the record. Whereas all Southern Baptists
do to them, you know.
Yeah, no, of course they don't.
I do. No. I do, especially if it's like a comic or something. A guy, and I finally grew up Catholic. I was like,
immediately
fucked, you know,
immediately,
right? I mean, and every single time so far, they're like, I mean, no, you know,
but again, watch.
Well, that's good, I guess.
Watch Spotlight and tell me I'm wrong for thinking you might have.
Right, exactly. I know.
And that's such a that's such a wild thing because again,
Shelly Belly gonna love this lead in to her interview. By the way, it's just like
she'll be fine with it.
Yeah, no, you're right. She'll
be fine with it. Yeah. No, she is cool.
I know.
And Shelly Belly, by the way, now she didn't bring this up, but I think I can speak for her. I don't think she's cool with people getting butt fucked when they don't want to get butt fucked.
I would imagine she's not.
You know, we're comedians. Like, we talked to her for what, 38 minutes? Usually when I meet a comedian, within 38 minutes, I know exactly who they are as a person. And I can tell you right now, she's anti that.
Right. Well, you know what? How about we let people decide for themselves?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. We're about to play for you right now the interview we just did with South Carolina's own Shelly Belly. Again, absolutely hilarious comedian. Her website is shellybellycomedy.com. She has a special currently out called Don't You Judge Me, and her new tour is called Unapologetically Me. She's very funny. Enjoy this interview with Shelly Belly.
Now, here's the funny part about my daddy. Now, my daddy took me to go see my first comedy show when I was 7, Jerry Clowers.
Oh, my God. Marcel Ledbetter. And I mean, that was the only guy we were allowed to listen to at my granny's house, you know.
Yeah. And, man, the minute he walked out on stage, man, I was like, that's it. This is all I want to do my whole life. I want to be a comedian.
Yeah.
And being around it all the time when my daddy wanted to do stand-up, but now this is the true story now. And I tell this in some of my jokes. Now, my daddy loved it, but my daddy had a really bad speech impediment. My daddy stuttered really bad.
Okay.
So when he would tell a joke, my daddy would be gone 2 or 3 weeks at a time, and he'd come home. And he'd tell my mama, he said, I want to tell you some jokes I heard at the T&E truck stop. And my mama, she'd say, now look, y'all come over here a minute. Me and my brothers go over where my mom was. She said, now look, whenever I do this right here, give you the signal, that means it's time to laugh, okay? And so my daddy, he'd tell the joke. But we'd never had to look at my mother because my daddy would always laugh at his own jokes, you know. And he'd sit there and just get to laughing, and he'd look at us kids, and he'd go, did you get it? And I'd be like, hell no, did you get it? And you know, a lot of comedians, you know, I've been in comedy a total of coming up on 6 years now.
Oh wow! And, okay, so not that long, really.
Not that long, and a lot of the comedians think that you have to pay your dues, and I have. Believe me, I've done the biker bars.
But who knows what dues are? They're different. You know what I mean? Like
they are. But I've paid my dues in life. I paid my dues. Hey!
Hello, Shelly. Hey, I'm sorry. My computer messed up. I had to restart
I tell you what, I can't do nothing with you.
No.
Trae, Shelly's dad was a long haul truck driver with a stutter, so she's about as bona fide. She's about as bona fide as they get.
My maternal grandfather was a long haul truck driver.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Listen, my daddy, he used to brag. He'd say, now look, he said, now I haul anything from fertilizer to tampons. I don't give a shit if it pays the damn power bill.
That's right.
Yeah, my grandpa, he also maintained might be a strong word, a couple of different families. That was the thing he did. That was a thing. It was the thing that the privilege the road afforded him back in the day. Had a whole, to be fair to him, that at least by the time I was a child, it was like not any kind of secret. I had like his other family in Indiana, and I knew them and stuff. But my mom found out years later she's got like half sisters she's never met, and I was like, well, you don't want to meet them, and she was just like, no, fuck that bitch, basically.
Right. Even though she didn't do anything.
Yeah, right. My mom's, a singular type of person, but yeah, that's my papaw.
Listen, my daddy, he had a woman on the side named Marcia, and my mama found out about that bitch Marcia. And I got to tell you what she did. She found out that she was going to be at Quincy's family restaurant. So here goes me and my mama to Quincy's family restaurant waiting on this woman. And she pulls up in a Dodge Dart, okay? And my mama got out of that car and didn't put the car in park, right? She was just a damn mad. She just jumped out of the car. She went over there and she busted that woman's window out, reached through the damn window and popped her in the face so hard. That woman, she just took off. And my mama gets back in the car without a blink. My mom says, that damn bitch made me knock out one of my stones in my mother's ring.
Made me do it.
She made me. Yeah. Now listen, my mama divorced my daddy, okay? She divorced him. And my daddy wanted to get back with her, because he knew that was just a piece on the side. And my mama, well, she was longevity, right?
Sure.
And she come over to the apartment complex we was staying at, and he was trying to make up to my mom. And he said, now look, he said, now I don't want you to be mad at me, but I got tickets to go see Alabama in concert.
And how could you say no?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, shit. And,
I'm wet just thinking about it.
I mean, hell yeah. And he bought my mama some roses, and my mama's full of spit and damn vinegar. And now here's my daddy trying to make up to her, and he stuttered, and it took him 2 hours just to ask her out on a date. And she took him roses, and she threw them out in the damn yard of that apartment complex and told him she wasn't going no damn where with him. So he turned around to me and asked me, did I want to go see Alabama with him? And I didn't know no better. So I said, yeah, Daddy, I'll go. We get to the Alabama concert. He puts me up on his shoulders, and I started waving. I thought I was somebody. I was just waving, and Randy, the lead singer, he blew me a kiss, and I've been in love ever since.
Yeah. What year was this, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, honey, I couldn't tell you. I was 15 years old. I remember that 90s. Because that was the first time I got caught smoking a cigarette.
Okay, so was this 80s or 90s?
It had to be in the 80s.
Okay,
because the 80s.
I got to tell you, like, not that I would ever turn down an Alabama concert, but if your mother turned down an Alabama concert in the 80s when they were at their peak, like, she stood on business. Because, like,
she did. There was no bullshit.
Dude, like, I'd go see Alabama in the 80s and Skinner in the 70s with Hitler. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I just go. Like,
But Corey, she remarried him, though.
Yeah. You remember that? You just reminded me of, you remember that Larry Miller joke when he was talking about, I think of it all the time when somebody's like, yeah, they got remarried. He's like, divorcing your wife and then remarrying her is sort of like taking the milk out of the fridge and going, oh, maybe it'll be better tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. We're
Yeah.
just going to do a little hiatus for a little while and see
Yeah.
see if it's better over here.
In any kind of Hollywood movie or whatever, they always like portray it as the children of divorce. They make wishes on stars and stuff for mom and dad to get back together and that type of thing. But me and my sister were always like, because that happened with my parents a couple times. My mom would fucking move back in temporary, and me and my sister were always, we'd like come home and she'd be there, and we'd be like, "Oh god damn it, like y'all really, please don't do this." Just stop. We would be like, y'all ain't really trying to fucking get back together, are you? Like, it'd be better for everybody if you just not,
Well, we've definitely made a separate intro so the people listening know who we're talking to, but just for station identification, we're here on Putting on Airs with Shelly Belly. I went ahead and started recording Trae because she was firing off some shit and I knew that I'd stop. Shelly, I want you, before we get going, I know you're going to promote it at the end, but please tell everybody about your new comedy special because we're rednecks. We will talk and run right over business. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I'm a redneck too. Listen, so I just put out my brand new "Don't You Judge Me" comedy special, and it's airing all over Amazon Prime. It's airing on YouTube TV, Google Play. It just got picked up by Spotify, Tubi. Who else? Oh my gosh, I got it all written down because I knew I wouldn't remember.
You can see it on the little gas station televisions at the Flying J, I think, is where I first saw you.
Exactly. And when you get on my airplane and it shows the little advertisements, I'm on there. Amazon Music. I'm all over the place. And I'm on tour with the Unapologetically Me tour right now. I'm touring all over the United States. And so, yeah, go watch my comedy special. Don't You Judge Me, because after you see it, you're going to want to.
Mm-hmm. And you're South Carolinian, is that right?
Yeah, I live in Gaffney, South Carolina. I live where the Big Peach is.
I have done a comedy show in Gaffney before, years ago.
That's where Frank Underwood represented, right?
That's also, right, Frank for House of Cards. But I went to, this was years ago when I was like still living in Knoxville and I wasn't like headlining yet. I did a show in Knoxville with a guy named Kenny Zemlinghouse, who's hilarious and loved him and everything. And I did a show in Knoxville where I lived, and he was like, "I'm going to Gaffney, South Carolina tomorrow. Do you want to come with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I went and like opened for dude in Gaffney, South Carolina. I couldn't tell you the venue. It was like definitely not a comedy club. It was like a
former plantation,
a banquet hall feeling type of place or something. Or it's like they definitely could have music or comedy there, but
I know where you're talking about. It's like a theater that they gutted.
Yeah, yes, it felt like it used to be a theater. Yes, and they have and they
could have music or comedy, but they said let's have neither and have Trae Crowder.
Yeah, but it was pretty good. He was the co-host of a Sirius satellite radio show that was popular because of his lady co-host at the time. And so she would sell the tickets, but she wasn't a comedian. So all these like middle-aged women would show up who loved her radio show. And she would come out first and be like, "Hey, thanks for coming to my show. Here's these two white guys, one of which you sort of know and another one you've never heard of in your life." But then it was fine. But that's my experience in Gaffney. That, and I stopped in Spartanburg on the way there to watch the Vols get their ass whipped by somebody. I don't remember.
We get our ass whooped by everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a Vols fan.
Do what?
You mean you talking about the Cox or the Vols? Because I stopped in South Carolina to watch the Tennessee Vols get their ass whipped. The Gamecocks often get their ass whipped too, except when they play Georgia.
That's right.
Same thing.
They do.
Well, look, I'm going to say this: when it comes to football, okay. Yeah. Now, I only know a little bit, but listen, I'm a woman. The only thing I like about football is when they bend over and they hut the ball in those little tight pants. I'm telling you, I am.
Hey, I'm straight, but I can get it. I understand.
You get it?
By the way, for anyone listening at home, if you need to know how redneck Shelly Belly is, I just clocked her at 4 syllables on the word "this." We love it. You are and that's how I say it. That's how my sister says it. I'm certain over the years, because we have to talk into microphones for a living, maybe I've removed 1 syllable, but not too much. Well, Shelly, we're excited to have you here. Now, I don't know. I understand how it goes when you're promoting a comedy special. Your people will get you on podcasts and maybe you don't know exactly what the podcast is and you just say yes. And I do that shit too. So I don't know if you know, but our deal here is that we talk about fancy shit, but obviously we are not really qualified to do so because we're rednecks, but we do anyways. We're both Anglophiles. We love that stuff. And so we were curious. We do have a couple questions, and we won't get to all of them. It's fine.
Okay.
But we were curious because you've experienced some success recently, and very well deserved. You're hilarious. And we noticed that when we experienced a little bit of success, we got out in the world, we had maybe a little bit of money, and we were starting to see things that we've never seen before, is that there were certain things that when we were children, we thought were like the pinnacle of fancy, like the most fancy thing that, you could ever experience. So our question is, what is something that you thought was super fancy as a kid, only to realize that when you got older that it's not that big of a deal? Well, an example would be like Grey Poupon. Apparently that's not just the most fancy mustard ever. It's pretty basic,
Right. I would probably say, oh wow, I would say caviar. I mean, when you really break it down, that people make it sound fancy, but it's just a fish egg that people put on a saltine cracker. I do that with sardines. I was raised up with sardines out of a can. So you think that that's fancy, but when you grow up, you go, no, those are just idiots that eat that to tell you it's fancy.
Yeah. Well, I think in Russia and stuff, they got like special, kami fish over there, sturgeon or something.
Yeah.
There's some kind of fish that's like, I don't know, it's eggs, or poor people ain't allowed to eat them. I don't know exactly why or how that works, but I know that there's different levels of caviar. We tried caviar on the show, actually, right?
We did. We did. And it's good, but I do have to say, Shelly, like it doesn't taste far off from what like sardines or anchovies do. Like it's a salty, briny, very fishy. Yeah. And I did like it, but like I like that type. I like all that type of shit. I do love that stuff. Now, if you're going to tell me I'm spending $1,000 an ounce for it, absolutely not. Were you familiar, Shelly? We may have talked about it on this show, but like several years ago in like the Ozarks, there was this Russian mafia-led fake caviar sting that they got involved in, where they were taking they were taking these fish from just the Ozarks that were not kami fish. These were just bullshit redneck fish, and they were taking the eggs out of some shit like that, and they were taking the caviar out of it, but they were repackaging it in these Russian tins, and they like all got caught. And what I found interesting about it is like it was just proof that those fucking people can't tell. You know what I mean? It's just like the wine people when they're like, oh, this is right. Yeah, it's like, oh, this is a great wine. Like they've tricked so many people with like, actually that was a $2 bottle. You're up your own ass. And so like that all happened, and they sort of proved that like, yeah, any fish eggs is good. It's fine, but
Well, see, you know what? It's the people that was raised up with nothing, that were raised up poor, that have enough damn sense to know real food, real good food is stuff like Spam. Now, that's a damn good food, okay?
Let me make a related comparison that's definitely been brought up on this show. As a child, and still to this day, if ever I encountered it, I think we brought it up last week. Like I would partake in a little potted meat, right? I don't know if potted meat on a cracker. I don't, and I call that now. I don't see how that's basically like trailer pate. Like a pate, you go to a fancy place and you get a pate. First time I ever got that, I was like, this is the same type of thing that potted meat is, but this is like super fancy. And cat food. This is like super fancy, and potted meat is like the trashiest, food stuff you can buy in people's eyes. Obviously, I know they make them out of different things. Pate, you got to fucking torture a baby goose for 6 months and then chop its liver up into that, and that's how you get. And
it is worth it.
Yeah, I asked my daddy one time. I said, "What is in this? What is this?" And he said, "It's the lips and asshole of whatever." Yeah. And he would get, now listen, my mom and daddy, they'd only get Blue Bunny bread. Now that was fancy, right? Yeah. Blue Bunny bread. Because it was real soft. And we'd take that pot of meat and put it on there. Now we couldn't have 2 slices, right? We'd always have, my daddy, he'd put it on one side because we was dirt poor. And he'd fold that loaf bread over and he'd say, here's you some lips and asshole.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a big fan of lips and asshole.
You know, like
I haven't heard anybody speak of Blue Bunny in a long time. It's funny you say that because my granny, born in 1920, went through the Depression. Although to hear my granny tell it, she genuinely. I asked her one time about the Depression, and she said, "Oh, it didn't affect us because we didn't have anything before, during, or after."
That is a line from the Alabama song. Shelly probably heard that at the concert. Somebody told us Wall Street fell, but we were so poor that we couldn't tell.
We couldn't tell. Yeah. No, Granny didn't fuck with Alabama. That wasn't real country to her. You know what I mean? She was
Merle Haggard, baby.
Merle and Fair and Young. It's funny, dude. Fair and Young. My granny was such a fan of Fair and Young. I had to find out what suicide was at 5 because Granny was like, we were listening to Fair and Young, and I was like, I like this guy, Granny. And she goes, yeah, well, he killed himself. And I'm like, what? And she goes, he committed suicide. And I'm like, what does that mean? She's like, well, that's when you kill yourself. And I was like, oh my God, well, that must be bad. And she goes, yeah. It sucks that he's burning in hell. Like, she loved him so much, but like he's burning in hell.
She must have been Baptist, because that's what all Baptist people
she was
say.
Baptist. Yeah, she was hardcore Baptist.
You going to hell because you can't ask the Lord for forgiveness after that.
But when we were kids, she would always get like whatever the cheapest store brand bread was, unless it was like time for when it was the summer and we had tomato sandwiches. She'd get Blue Bunny for the tomato sandwiches.
Mater.
Mater sandwich. You're right.
Mater sandwiches with salt and pepper.
That's all you need.
That's all you need, man. And some good old Duke's mayonnaise, baby.
That's
Duke's
right.
Mayonnaise, the only mayonnaise we recognize.
That Hellman shit, don't even talk to me. Don't buy a ticket to my show.
Yeah, I mean, matter of fact, Duke's is.
I'm only kidding.
That's a product of South Carolina, isn't it? Duke's, isn't that? Yes. That's what I thought. I mean,
Cheerwine and Cheerwine.
Cheerwine is South Carolina. I knew
North
that.
Carolina.
North Carolina. I know they're all about. I was just there. I was in Raleigh last weekend, and you can't. I don't even drink soda, but I had a Cheerwine within 24 hours of being there because they make you do it. But it is good though. All right, what's question number 2, Corey?
So, question number 2: when you think of fancy, what actor, past, present, or whatever, comes to mind? Like,
or
who's
actress, obviously.
Well, no, Trae, you're doing it wrong because actor means both. Actress,
I know that, but
but you're saying that Shelly couldn't know that because she's old and stupid.
Shelly, I didn't want to.
That's what you're doing.
It's more of a South Carolina thing than a.
Yeah, that's right.
I just thought she wouldn't. I thought she wouldn't recognize that distinction, like philosophically.
Sure,
which I agree with personally. I don't see the problem with it. But
Listen,
anyway,
I always thought Richard Gere.
Yeah, that's a good one. Nobody said Richard Gere yet.
So listen, Richard Gere. If that don't make you weigh it, nothing.
I'm with you.
Even now. Now, I say that. Now, let me tell you why. Okay. Now, I think, listen, there's nothing better to me than a man in a business suit.
Okay.
That is delicious. Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't care how ugly you are. You can put on a business suit that's tailored right.
Yeah, if it fits right.
If it's tailored right, yeah.
Oh, but Richard Gere with that salt and pepper hair and Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
Oh, the way he threw around money at that whore like that. Oh.
So, I got an anecdote for you.
I never want to be a horse so bad in my life.
Right. Don't let your dreams be dreams, Shelly Belly.
I got an anecdote for you about Richard Gere that you'll probably appreciate if you haven't heard it before. I heard Gary Marshall, the famed writer and director. I heard him on a podcast once, and not that long ago. Yes, this wasn't. I mean, it was like 10-ish years ago, but I'm saying not the fucking 80s, like relatively recent. And somebody asked him about, because he made a lot of romantic comedies and like romantic movies. And somebody asked him about like directing love scenes, right? And is it awkward and how you go about doing that as a director and how you handle the actors? And he was like, my rule of thumb, my whole career, it was pretty simple. He was like, you just always let the actress, you always let the woman lead the situation, make sure she's comfortable. The woman always leads. He was like, there was only ever one exception. Richard Gere. He was like, if the man in the scene is Richard Gere, then he runs the show. Otherwise, every other actor in Hollywood, if they're in the scene, then the actress is in charge. But when it's Richard Gere, nobody else,
I mean,
can be. It's because it's just like that's just how it works when he's present.
Right.
You know, basically.
Yeah, he's and
The legs just fall open.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it's like easy to say this because we've only ever seen him in those situations, but it does appear that guy could sling it. You know what I mean? Like he seems like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't have to do much.
Right.
You know,
Dude,
I mean, that's a pretty man. That's a pretty man.
I think he's such a coxman and so pretty. Like that's why they had to invent that rumor that he stuck a gerbil up his ass. They were like, we got to bring him down a little bit, you know, because they ain't stick no fucking gerbil up his ass.
I'd be like, just ignore the teeth, baby. Just ignore the teeth.
Corey, just because we'll get emails about this if I don't do this. You said Penny's daddy, right? They were siblings, Gary and Penny.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Of course they were. You know what I was thinking of is the other blonde. Who's the blonde? I was thinking of Aaron Spelling and Tori Spelling because for some reason those four people are interchangeable in my mind. But yes, you're correct. That's Penny's brother. Okay, here's my favorite. Here's my favorite question because I really think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. Shelly Belly. And sorry, you've got one of them names. I can't just call you
have
Shelly.
to say them both.
I got to say them both.
You can't just say Shelly.
No, you're Shelly Belly. Because Shelly, that could be anybody. You're Shelly Belly. If you were given $100 million right now, but you had to spend it all Brewster's Million style, which means no investing, no giving to charity, fuck that, no investing in the community, what luxuries would you immediately buy yourself?
Oh gosh, I would pay off my house and you know, the normal stuff. I'd buy a car and I would buy a bass boat. I want a bass boat. I want a bass boat so bad I can't stand it.
You still have $99.999 million left.
I like that. Like you can get a bass boat for quite a bit less than $100 million.
I'll get you a bass boat tomorrow.
Corey, the premise of the question, Corey, is like you have to get rid of all of it.
All $100 million.
I just had to
all of it.
Okay. Oh God, I would probably buy I don't know. I'd buy Biltmore in Asheville, North Carolina. Only because I could say I got more money than them sons of bitches. Okay? Yeah. That's the only reason why.
That's a good house.
It's bragging point. Yeah. But I wouldn't want that kind of money.
Oh, I mean, you wouldn't want it ever? You don't want to, you're not comfortable with the rich lifestyle, but you wouldn't like to just have a bunch of money and go fuck all crazy for a week?
See, you know what? This is my husband. Me and my husband was talking about this one day. He goes, what would you do if you won the lottery? And I said, I don't know. He goes, I mean, you'd have all this money. I said, but I don't know how to be rich.
Well, right.
You know, you don't know how to be rich. You ever watch that? I won the lottery and then they living in a damn trailer park.
I was going to say that. It's like
but they were living in a trailer park before, so at least they had a good couple months, you know.
They did. I'd probably get me a brand new Fleetwood with the jacuzzi tub in it so me and my husband can knock that bitch off the cinder blocks. You hear me?
That's a good answer. I think a lot of times what happens with people, because there's all these stories, you're right, about people winning the lottery and it ruins their life or whatever. Yeah. And I think that when that happens, what happens is like it brings people out of the woodwork. It ruins the relationships with people that are close to them and stuff because everybody's close to them. They ain't got no money either. And now you've all got all this money and people are asking you for money all the time and asking you to invest in a new business venture. If you tell them no, and next thing you know, you're alienated from everybody you've ever been close to.
I'm alienated from them motherfuckers anyway.
I mean,
they don't like me now.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
I'm not alienated. I alienated myself.
Yeah, right.
Me too. But that's what I'm saying. It's like,
so we'd be immune. We'd be fine.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. All the proceeds go to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude,
like Snoop Dogg said, I want to thank me for supporting me.
Yeah. I think Biltmore, that's a good one, and that's probably close to the price tag for all of that land, like in that house. You know, I think that's really good, especially coming from where you're from. Like, I think not, especially being a Carolinian, but like of us that grew up in the South, like the Biltmore was probably the first big ass house we ever heard of. That wasn't like the White House or something, but like, dude. The White House ain't shit compared to the Biltmore. Like the Biltmore is absolutely insane.
I have some potentially bad news. If Google's AI is to be believed, the Biltmore estate is presently valued at over $300 million. So you'd be about a third of the way there if you had $100 million. So you still wouldn't have more money than motherfuckers. They'd still,
yeah,
that's just how they roll. You know. It's,
did you know that the people that own the billboard, the guy that had it, he was scheduled to be on the Titanic and canceled his trip. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's why there's that big conspiracy theory that let's get into this for the next question that it was the Jews that wrecked the Titanic because I mean here's the deal, like obviously there's no such thing as
the fucking Jews.
I know, man, and like it kind of so look. But it basically like every single, and it really was stupid, honestly, of all these rich people, because like every single top person in finance and all this stuff was on this big boat. So it's like nowadays, if all those people were at the same concert, you'd shoot it up. You know what I mean? Of course you would. Like, why wouldn't you? And they all got on this boat. But yeah, that happened there's a lot of those rich people that have that story because like it was obviously tailored to them. They were going to go and then fucking it goes down. And then we have central banking. So I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. But the reason that goes into our next question is, who is your favorite historical figure and why? Woman, man, child, whatever.
Betty White, Joan Rivers.
That's
two good answers. Two good
great answers. Yep. Two very different women, but also very similar. They were both cutting and funny, but Betty, obviously, we think of as sweet. Joan, we think of as fucking mess with her.
Yeah. Right. Ball buster.
Right. And that's the exact word I was going to use. I mean, in this industry, and y'all know, in this industry, any entertainment industry, as a woman, right? Guys, it's different. Guys, y'all just you walk into a room and you're just a ball buster, period.
Pull our dicks out, start jacking off. Nobody cares. Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit. But as a woman, you really, I'm a low-key kind of person when I go into a venue. I don't, cause a stink. I don't have a huge rider. I don't do none of that. I'm there to do a show and go the hell home. I'm not there to drink and party. And but, you got to put your foot down and go, no, I'm not going to do this show. If you can't give me a damn hotel, I'm not going to do it. Because if they can, they will. Exactly. So you got to be a ball buster as a woman in this industry. Because if you're not going to make it.
That's true. And it really is like, I know it's been said a million times, but like for Joan Rivers to be who she was at the time she was who she was, like, because still now that would be insane. Like, so it sucks that she's like, her and I guess you got Phyllis Diller and there's only a handful of examples because like, I'm certain that there were other people Lucille Ball, and I'm certain there were other examples of women who attempted to be that way, but it just didn't work out for them because they were like, well, you're not fucking funny enough for me to deal with lip from a gal. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, man, I mean, and then it seems like Betty went the opposite route, whereas she kind of coasted on sweetness, and talent. But I'm sure that she was the same way. Bitch, if you don't get me a hotel, God damn it, I'm not doing the show.
Yeah. And don't put me in a shithole where the prostitutes are outside, because I mean, it's crazy some of the shitholes people will put you in.
Oh, my God. No, we certainly know. And we know the ones they give men, and certainly it's better than the shitholes they put y'all in, and they've still been shitholes, Last question here on the Fancy Five. I really didn't think we were going to get to all of them, but you've been great. So on this show, we talk about the Venn diagram of where fancy people and trash people sort of overlap. And a great example would be like fancy people and trash people love boats. You mentioned earlier you wanted to get a bass boat with all your money. Booze, also fucking their cousins, because I'm certain it pisses you off that we get in trouble for fucking our cousins, whereas the Royals have built an institution on fucking their cousins.
Hey, second cousins don't count now. Don't.
Yeah, Corey knows. He's with you. Yeah, it's been brought up on this very show.
Not only do they not count, they can't count, which is important.
Right.
What else do we talk about? Hunting, right? Like fancy people go like big, they go cut a tail off a fucking elderly lion and the Serengeti and then, come back and steal your Meemaw's health insurance or whatever. But then like your uncle just goes and kills squirrels and shit. Yeah.
Right.
And ducks and stuff.
Is there an example you can think of, or maybe you've experienced where?
And we're putting you on the spot with that one.
Of course, we're putting you on the spot. But if
but if you have an example, something you could think of that's
Titty
both
bar.
fancy. What?
Titty bars, yeah, titty bars, yeah.
That's a good one. She's right. I mean, just titties are universal, obviously, but yeah, you're right. It's like,
well, I would say that the rich people don't go to visit the daytime ones.
Well, no, but it's all about the language, isn't it? Like my uncle and our uncles would say titty bar, but the rich people just say gentleman's club.
Right,
Gentleman's
and I think there's
club.
some of them that are like. There's definitely rich people that go to like some of them ones in fucking Vegas or whatever. You know what I mean? More like the cocaine-y ones and that type of thing.
Scooter.
Right.
That's right. It really is. I've been saying it.
But then for trash people, there's like the Mouse's Ear in Knoxville or whatever, which is a lovely establishment. You know, I've been there. I'm not knocking it, but that's a good pull.
Yeah, the Beaver's Trap.
Yeah.
Are you? Do you frequent these locations? I know that you have plenty because I love your stand up. I know you have plenty of bits about sex toys and toy shops and stuff like that.
Sure.
Do you go to the titty club?
Oh yeah, I go with it. Give me a lap. Hell yeah, I go. I've been like, bitch, make it rain. Just listen. If a girl walked up to me and she's got pepperoni nipples, back up. That I can't focus.
Right.
Okay.
I couldn't do. But no, listen. I'm gonna tell you something. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, look, I did it 10 years.
Oh,
I know y'all are shocked right now.
You worked at a titty bar for 10 years?
Listen, I'm writing a book right now. And it's a tell-all book. And that's why my tour this year is called, I have the Don't You Judge Me show, and then I have the Unapologetically Me. Because people are going to be shocked what they find out about me. And that's one of the things that they'll find out about me is I was a single mother, didn't get any child support, didn't get any help, didn't have my parents. And I had a baby at 18. And
you had to. You're from South Carolina.
Yeah.
Right.
So I worked at Shoney's. I worked at Waffle House. I tried everywhere.
Fucking hat trick. You worked at Shoney's, Waffle House. You were a stripper, and now you're Jesus Christ. You're fucking. Hold on just a second. I don't have my sound effects.
The most bona fide of all bona fides.
Absolutely. Yeah, like you make us
stuttering
like
truck
shit.
driving daddy, fucking
Jesus.
Listen,
all that shit.
Y'all gonna have me back, ain't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, y'all don't even. Now I know now you may not know it, by because I'm older. But yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see your titties. Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
My husband pays me at least $50 a night to get so I can go to the casino. It's a crazy what I got to do to go to the casino. So the whoring never stops. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Not whoring. I never whored. I can tell you that. But you always got to show a little nip every now and again to get little groceries in the house.
Ain't a damn thing
a
wrong
little
with
bit of
that.
potted meat in the house. Blue bunny.
Yeah, you can't. You might not be able to reveal this yet. Do you have a name for that book, or is that not public yet?
It is not public yet, but I mean, I know what I'm going to name it. It's going to be called "Don't You Judge Me."
Right.
Or either Unapologetically Me, probably Unapologetically Me, because the reason I want to do this book is because as human beings, especially these days with social media and everything, people just think that they know who you are, and people think, oh my God, she's this person, she has this persona and she's this person, and I just love you, love you, but people are just people. People come from all backgrounds, and people are just people. There's people that struggle, there's people that's not struggled, and there's single parents, not single parents. And this is who I am. I come from very humble beginnings and did not have a pot to piss in with my mom and daddy. Mm-hmm. And I have worked since I was 7 years old. Mm-hmm. in an apple orchard, picking apples at Old Man's Bullard's Farm in Newport, Tennessee. And I didn't have money. Girl. And but I didn't rely on the government or anything. I went to work and I made money. And when I went, and listen, the first pack of diapers I ever got, I had to go get the wet t-shirt contest to go get the money. Now look, I didn't win.
Right.
But they gave me Mickey Bailey from Mickey Silver Bullet gave me $10 to go get me a pack of Huggies diapers for my baby that night, and I had to show some nipple to get them. But I'm gonna tell you what, I didn't ask nobody for shit when I did it.
Hey,
Mickey
listen,
came through.
Everybody for shit. I went
See,
down.
I thought for a minute I thought you meant that the second prize in the South Carolina Wet T-shirt concert was a case of diapers
Huggies
or whatever.
diapers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be included with the grand prize probably. You know.
No, he gave me $10 because
Yeah.
he felt sorry for me, and I was okay with that. Because
fuck yeah.
everybody's got to swallow their pride sometime.
Hey,
I'd rather swallow my pride than anything else.
Yeah,
that's right. Hey, you're a perfect example of exactly what I love about the South and what people. I'm trying to explain to Yankees and all these motherfuckers all the time is like, with us and with you, somebody might go like, oh yeah, of course she's, that redneck had to fucking strip because they had a baby, and I'm like, all I'm hearing is someone did what they had to do to raise their kid. That's all I give a shit about.
Right.
That's all I get. Hey, where I'm from, you just do what you got to do to get it done. And there's worse things in life. Like, hey, I'm not asking. I'm just I'm doing what I got to do. Yeah. Whether it's stripping, selling meth, being a rodeo clown,
Listen, I didn't do. Now I have smoked the pot before, but now I didn't. Every time
Hold on, you're a sober stripper? What the fuck?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all remember that guy that said, "Now look, I do not freebase cocaine."
Yeah. Yes, of course. Yeah, that's great. What is that from, by the way?
I don't.
Like
some
local
public access
cable show?
Yeah.
What
I'll do some coke now.
Those
love
guys,
of the game.
Yeah,
I know. Just also just putting out killer shit for for God only knows what audience. At least that one clip survived. But anyway, yes, I love that clip. Yeah, I'll do a little toot now. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Now I will drink a little alcohol, but now listen, I'm now me and my girlfriend we did do a little toot, but now I will not freebase.
Right.
But no, I never did drugs. I never did anything like that. I mean, I did hit acid one time.
Right.
Okay.
And
how'd that do you?
Pot and acid, but I didn't drink and I didn't do nothing else. And because I mean, my main priority in my life was my children.
Now you only did acid once, so I have to assume it was a bad trip. What that?
No, I did it twice actually. The first one was a bad one. So
you lying bitch.
The first one was a bad one, but the second one, let me tell you something. I didn't know what to expect, and next thing I know, my friends were out trying to find me, and they found me in a ditch. We were in a trailer, and that trailer had a hole in the floor of it, and they had a rug covering it up, and with what is that stuff called? Duct tape around it, so you knew not to step in that hole, that rug.
Was there somebody on the other side that would suck your dick? Like, what's happening?
Well, I'm sure they probably would have if I had one. Because I mean, when you're tripping on acid, I mean, you about to do anything. But they found me in a ditch. I had been in that ditch for 4 hours watching a centipede.
Yeah. They all wild looking. I mean, I guess
they are insane.
Their legs and stuff. But I never did anything like that again. But I was always, I've always worked hard all my life, and then I got into staffing. I was in staffing 19 years. I went from just being a little old receptionist making $8 an hour to a CEO of a large staffing firm. I started up staffing industries for people and made them billions of dollars.
Well, and then you threw your life away and started doing comedy.
You know what, though? I will say this. Me and my husband was talking about this the other day. If people think that stand-up comedians make a killing, I mean, maybe Nate Bargatze does or whoever. I mean, anybody that has enough money to start their own damn amusement park, I mean, hats off to you. But I'm going to tell you, I mean, I'm fixing to do some shows now where I'm probably going to lose my ass on these shows.
Yeah, it happens.
Man, you got to do it for the love of the laugh, not for the love of the money.
I mean, you do. Like, it's, the beauty of stand-up and all entertainment is there's no ceiling. So, like, you're never capped out. You can make as much money as you can make. But, like, it's really been difficult on my wife because, like, and I've been doing this for 22 years, and she just has to understand, like, hey, sometimes we'll have 2 months where we make a shit ton of money, and then like we'll have 3 where I don't really do anything. Like it's whatever. Like it just is what it is. But I don't think you're gonna have a problem. Yeah.
Or either you're not selling the ticket. I mean, I was booked in where is it? They had all those protests and all that going on. What was that state?
Portland, Oregon.
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Minneapolis. And I had a show booked there. And I'm like, okay, the show wasn't selling tickets. I don't know why they're not selling. Because, it's so weird, demographics. Demographics are the weirdest thing ever. Mm-hmm. It's like, I can do shows here in the South and just, it's crap. And then I go up north and don't do shit. And so they got in touch with my booking agent and they were like, oh, we're going to cancel. And I'm like, I've been booked here for 6 months. You're going to. So now that's money I can't make. So you just kind of sit on it, but you got to be wise with your money when you're a comedian. You got to kind of.
Well, I've seen your stuff. I know how funny you are. I don't think that will be the case for you for a long time. So I think everything will be okay. And especially if people will go check out your special. What's your special again, Shelly? Tell them how they can find it. And also go ahead and plug your dates where you're about to be. That way these sorry-ass people can come out to the show so these fucking owners won't cancel on you.
Well, hold on a minute. Let me pull up my website. Give me a second here.
Hey, you take your time. We got a producer.
What is the website?
So my website where you can go see my tour dates is at shellybellycomedy.com.
Okay.
And you can see everywhere I'm going. And so I am about to head to Friday. I've got shows in Richmond, Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia. I'll be at the Richmond Music Hall, then Addicts Theater. Then I'm doing a long run. I'll be gone about a month doing Springfield, Missouri, Plano, Texas, all over Texas. But anyway, so my comedy special is you can also see where you can find my comedy special on my website as well, Shelly Belly Comedy, but it's called Don't You Judge Me. It's on Amazon. It's on Google Play, YouTube TV. It's got picked up by Roku, Tubi. It's got picked up by Spotify, SiriusXM. So I'm all over the damn place. And
right on.
I'm unapologetically tour now.
All right. All our listeners know that we'll have those links in the description, so it'll be easy for you.
And I just did the Nashville Comedy Festival. I headlined there, and which was a huge deal for me.
Hell yeah.
Be on the roster with some of the top comedians in the world. And I used to watch people at Zany's, and that's like the Grand Ole Opry for comedians.
Yeah,
I agree. 100%.
I totally agree. That's our spot for sure.
Yeah, and to do that show there, and to have a sold out crowd, and to have Brian Dorfman invite me there, man, that was just
that sack of shit.
Now we love the Dorfs over there.
The Dorfs, and I got to meet all the owners, and I learned a lot. You really learn a lot. And listen, I want to say to y'all, thank y'all for having me on your podcast. I don't get invited to a lot of podcasts. So
hey, well, you have a standing invitation to come back to ours, and I got to tell you, you're what we like to call a day off, which is really good.
Right. You make it easy,
I assume, by the way, I watched all your clips leading up to this, and I assumed this would be the case, but it truly was like, oh, Shelly's one of them people where, like, if we don't have a lot in the tank, we can just call her and she'll do the show for us. You are a delight, and you are the best compliment I can give you. You're a day off.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That is a huge compliment, and thank you. And by the way, I knew who y'all were. I have watched y'all on YouTube, I already knew who y'all were.
Well,
I try to do the YouTube podcast. I like podcasts, so I just did Amber Autry's podcast. She's a doll.
Oh, she's great. She's a doll, absolute doll. You said it correctly.
She is a doll, and she that's another one, little youngin that's taken off. Like I mean, she's selling out everywhere, and. She is a doll though, but no, I've watched y'all's podcast. My husband is actually a fan of y'all's.
Is that
really?
Right? Well,
yes.
That's amazing. Well, hey,
a man of taste.
A man of taste.
To Mr. Belly, we appreciate it, sir.
Well, Shelly, I was going to make a joke earlier, just be like, so is there a Mr. Belly? And you've already done it.
Let me tell you real quick how I got my name, so y'all will kind of know, because I know it's a silly name. So my dad, who got me into comedy, he passed away before he could ever see me do comedy, stand up. And so my daddy called me Shelly Belly my entire life. My real name is Michelle Ryder, but he always called me Shelly Belly. And in honor of my daddy, I continue the name he always called me. So
I love that. If I had
Yep.
gone by what my dad called me, I would be, here comes this, So fortunately, Burns, you might have to edit that.
Yeah, just beep. Well, what your dad actually said, right? That's a direct quote.
No, it's
from
true.
your
It's a direct
father.
quote.
Yes,
Yeah, it's a direct quote
from Corey's
Well,
dad.
Shelly,
my brother would have been called dumbass, and my other would have been called loser.
yeah, that's right. Well, Shelly,
right.
we love you. Thank you so much, and good luck. And again, stand an invitation. Come back anytime you want.
I'd love to. Thank you, Trae. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Corey. I appreciate it. Y'all are
Absolutely.
so much fun. Y'all be
Thank
good
you.
and be good at it.
You're
All
the
right.
best.
All right.
And we'll be
See ya.
right back
Good luck out
right
there.
after. Yeah, we'll be right back right after this.
What's up, y'all? We're living in the future. It's kind of cool sometimes. I thought it'd be cooler, frankly, when I was a kid. It was cool for a while. Feels like it's turning lately, the future. But one thing that's annoying about it is that all these different devices we have that we can't live without, your phone, headphones, watch, every single thing you own now has to be charged. I mean, it's been pissing me off. My wife bought me a ring that had to be charged every night. And it was kind of cool, but I was like, I can't keep charging all these things. And it's like, but some things you got to have, and they all got to be charged, and they all have different chargers. So you got to keep up with all these different chargers all over the place. Overload a power strip with all your different devices and the chargers there too. It's annoying. It's one thing that don't hit about the future, right? But our good folks our good buddies over there at Ridge are here to help. That's right. Because I've mentioned it on the show before. Ridge's 5-in-1 travel power bank, which you can see right here. I got the cables outside of it. This is it has built-in cables and lets you charge all your devices at the same time with just this one power bank and no extra cables. All right. Ridge revolutionized the wallet. Now they're changing the game for portable charging. The only reason I have this out here in my office is because I stole it out of my wife's purse. Ridge sent this to me, because they sponsor my show. But it hit so hard for my wife that she stole it and kept it, and it's been hers ever since. She's one of them. She don't ever charge her damn phone, so she needs like the ability to charge it at all times. And Ridge saved the day with their Ridge power bank. It's got wireless charging. You can charge an Apple Watch, Lightning, USB-C. Any way you need to charge something in 2026, they've got it all in this one premium device. 20 watts of power. It charges your phone as fast as it's possible to do so. 10,000 milliamp hours capacity. You've got up to 3 full phone charges in your pocket at all times. The newest iPhone just dropped, so make sure you pair it with a power bank that actually can keep up. And like everything they make over there at Ridge, it's built to last. They got free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty. So it's the last power bank you'll ever need. So I got, mine, again, I keep it simple over here. I go with this just black, which hits matte black, but they got matte olive. They got base camp orange, a cool design that doesn't seem like, I bought this at the airport, obviously, because I forgot my real thing that's actually good. No, this is the thing that's actually good. They come with an LED charge status indicator that displays battery and charge levels at a glance, and it keeps you covered every which way when it comes to charging your devices, which is half of being alive in 2026. It really is a fantastic product. Like I said, my wife commandeered it immediately. She don't do that with stuff that isn't useful. So the Ridge power bank hits to go along with all the other great things they got over there. The wallets we've told you about before, the key holders and all the other great stuff they do, all of which modernized and built for living in the damn future. That's what they do at Ridge. One thing to pack, 5 ways to power. You can find Ridge's power bank at Best Buy, or we would prefer that our listeners get 10% off by going to ridge.com and using the promo code POA at checkout. Again, go to ridge.com and use the promo code POA, and you're all set for 10% off. After you purchase, they'll ask you how you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that POA sent you. Ridge.com, promo code POA at checkout for 10% off the best power bank in the business over at Ridge.
Guys, if your lady or your fella or whoever you're wearing out on the daily, throwing through the mattress, you know what I'm saying? If that person that sends you the eggplant emoji at 2 a.m., are they ready for better sex? Then you should be too. And that's where Blue Chew comes in. They have been on a mission for years to get you bricked up, talking about getting a hard wiener, build your confidence, because that's really what it's all about. It's all about confidence, hard wieners and confidence. That's what we got to do. Blue Chew Gold, that's the new one. All right, I know a lot of you are thinking like, yeah, I know Blue Chew, they get me a hard winter. Well, what if I told you that they made your brain hard too? They do. They make your brain hard. They get your brain bricked up. Most ED medicines only focus on blood flow, but they go further by getting you that mental arousal and connection. So you're not just physically ready, you actually want to fuck this lady. You know what I mean? So that's why Blue Chew Gold is the #1 brand in erectile function. It's time for less talking, more rocking, less hanging, more banging, less thinking, more stinking. Maybe. I don't know. Here's the deal. It's great. Blue Chew. Get your winter hard. It comes in a discreet package in the mail. You don't have to talk to a pharmacist. You can do it all online. I don't like to go anywhere, and I don't like to talk to people. It's perfect for me. It's perfect for you. Don't let your mind get in the way of a good time. Discover your options at BlueChew.com, and we got a special deal for our listeners right now. When you buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, you get the third for free with our promo code POA. That's promo code POA at BlueChew.com. Go to BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. We thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. And Trae,
Get you a new dick.
why wouldn't you?
All right, y'all, listen, you ain't got to be out here stinking all the time, all right? You don't have to. I know some people you might know, it seems like that's their philosophy in life, hippies, but you don't have to stink anymore, all right? It's time. We live in the modern era. There's things that can take care of that. Some products they sell, mostly to hippies, don't take care of that. I don't know what it is, just chalk in a tube that's, they say this will make you not stink, but then you still stink.
Doesn't work.
We still smell you. But not when you use Mando. That's right. Ongoing sponsor here at POA. We love and appreciate them very much. They keep every single nook and cranny you got from being stanked and skanked out, because Mando's got a variety of products that's made to protect your whole body when it comes to odor. That's right. They got not just regular old armpit deodorant. They got whole body deodorant and more over there at Mando. You can put it on you do the normal crannies, the pits, the armpits, whatever, but also, all the other folds. You bald, where your balls be, and up and under your butt and your thighs, all the stanky places. Your feet, you can put it on your feet. You
got more folds than most people do.
And Mando has got them all covered. Mando, this stuff was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was often misdiagnosed and mistreated. It's clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. They have about a bunch of different forms of deodorant over there at Mando. So, like, if you are a solid stick guy or gal, they obviously got you covered there. But they also have spray if you still, long for the 2000s or whatever. I will spray every now and then. But they've also got deodorant wipes. So if you don't have time to fully de-stankify, you can at least do like a little hoe bath, as my sister calls them. You can, they got you covered there too. They have whatever you need in terms of de-stinking, they have you covered at Mando, I promise you. Mando is clinically proven to control odor better than Old Spice. Suck on that, Old Spice. So if you want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant formula right now, well, for the very best deals, this is what you need to do. You go to shopmando.com and use the promo code POA for 20% off site-wide. That's right. Pretty good deal. I'm going to say it one more time. Shop Mando. That's SHOPMANDO, shopmando.com, and use the promo code POA for 20% off. There'll be a place on there where they'll ask where you heard about them, support our show, and tell them that we sent you, please. Mando's got you covered. I'm not just saying this. I travel all the time. My travel deodorant that's in my bag, the standard now, and has been since they first came on board, Mando. I literally don't go anywhere without it. You shouldn't either. With deodorant plus sweat control, you can say goodbye to sweat stains and hello to longer lasting freshness with Mando. Well, how about that? Spark plug that Shelly Belly, huh?
Unreal.
So funny. And like you said, my God, in terms of red cred, which hasn't been brought up in a long time, used to be a staple of the Well Read podcast. If you've been in the Skewniverse for a while, red cred, just your redneck credentials. I mean, dude, she's like instantly on the Mount Rushmore. She might be the GOAT of everyone we've ever talked to, in terms of that. So
I really don't know how you could argue with that. Like, you like stripper, comedian,
right. Single
dad
mom
was a trucker,
mother at 18, dad was a stuttering truck driver. Her mom fucking pulled his fucking side chick's ass out of a broken window in front of a fucking Waffle House or whatever while her kids sat in the car and fucking beat the shit out of her or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, God damn.
I see success in Shelly Belly's future, but I also see what happened to us, whereas like she's gonna get calls from Hollywood and she's gonna tell them, she's gonna write a script that is 100% true, and they're gonna go, well, you can't.
This is insane.
This is insane. Nobody would do it. Like she's and she's right. So we got some airmail. I thought this was perfect, especially because she was talking about being a trucker. Subject line: historical metal, candles, and other shit. This is your trucker correspondent, Jan Grindelson. Yes, I'm a dude, Corey. Broadcasting live from the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Subject to change based on the freight demand and the whims of diesel prices. A couple dispatches from the cultural front lines. First, for those who like their history served loud, distorted, and with a side of existential dread, there exists not one but two World War I themed metal bands. 1914 out of Ukraine and Kanonenfieber from Germany. I stumbled onto them while on a noble quest, finding songs about the Christmas truce of 1915. Oh, do you know about the Christmas truce?
I do. Yes.
Okay, right on.
Nice
that
glimpse
brief
of humanity.
Yeah,
and the carnage that we are all so capable of. Anyway.
I always felt like if I was a part of the Christmas truce in 1915, I'd just be like, wait, we could have just done this the whole time?
Right.
That brief moment when humanity accidentally remembered itself in the middle of mechanized slaughter and decided to play soccer instead. Sabaton, of course, got there first, as they tend to do, like a historian with a distortion pedal. But I figured lightning doesn't strike just once when there are trenches full of material. Turns out I was right. And also now my playlists are deeply concerning. Second, for those interested in domestic alchemy, who isn't, I used to make candles out of paraffin and crayons. It's cheap, it's creative, and it gives you the satisfying illusion that you've harnessed fire without needing to conquer electricity or understand taxes. Plus, nothing says I'm an artisan like melting children's art supplies into vaguely cylindrical ambition. Finally, and this one's for the sociologists masquerading as sports fans, you all should do an episode on the fancy/trash paradox of soccer. Globally, it's the people's game. Dirt fields, improvised goals, and a ball that may or may not have started life as something else entirely. In the United States, however, it has undergone a miraculous transformation into a gated community pastime where participation requires not just passion, but a second mortgage and a willingness to drive 200 miles for a 9-year-old's tournament. I would argue that baseball has done that too. I love
most
the sport.
sports, I think, have that version of it. I do. I will say, I think that might be a honky-centric take on that. I think that a lot of Hispanic communities and stuff, Latino communities and shit, like Southern California, they still throw down with soccer in a way that's not like
dirt
exclusive dirt. Like that,
right,
or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like anybody can do it. You can be working class and do it or whatever in some places.
Right. I love the sport, the history, the culture, the poetry of it, but I'll be boycotting the upcoming World Cup. The ticket prices are astronomical. Well, I mean, it's a World Cup. The moral compass.
Yeah, but it's truly wild, though.
I'm sure. How much is it? Like, is it way more than Super Bowl?
There's no way I would pay for it. Donnie was telling me this weekend, it's like at this point, you know, because it's like fucking later this year, it's like thousands of dollars for any ticket to anything, not even like good ones necessarily.
Right.
Like a game like worth going, like a big headliner game and like good tickets, like, I don't know, fucking $10,000 or something.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. So here's a good one. Subject line. No, we don't eat surströmming. Y'all asked me to explain whether we eat surströmming in Finland. No, that's Sweden. There are lovely neighbors to the west. And even though, but they're their neighbors. So like, why can't a fish cross borders?
Right.
We eat tacos.
Also, as soon as you brought that up, I said, no, I don't think they do. I think that's Sweden.
Again, though, I'm just
But,
saying,
I'm just saying, our boy could have the headline, the subject line could have just been, Trae, comma, right again.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Sorry.
But he says there are lovely neighbors to the west, and even they don't really ever eat it. I think it's that disgusting. But what we do have, booze wise specifically, is kills you. It's a homemade.
You? I'm listening.
KIL KILJU, which sounds Japanese to me.
It also sounds Palestinian. Am I right?
Yeah. Kills you.
Sorry.
Dude, no, it's great. It's what are you going to do? Leave that there?
Right.
You can't leave that there.
No.
That's what I think people need to understand about comics is like, you can't leave that there. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's a bad thing to say, maybe. Not really. But, like, you can't leave it there. It's a homemade brew of water, yeast, and sugar, which, like, I assume that's what most of them are. So, basically, sugar wine. Toilet wine, I imagine. Put that in an empty soda bottle, let it ferment, and your teenage ass can get loaded for cheap. But it's toilet wine. It is just toilet wine. But it is true. It's hooch. But it is as truly as bad as it sounds. One Finnish travel show, Mad Ventures, I'm going to check that out, which specialized in eating disgusting foods, put that in their top 10 of never again. Oh, and Corey will like this. This has to be something stupid. We also have salty licorice vodka. I've never heard something worse in my fucking life. Licorice vodka, already bad. Salty vodka, already bad. Salty licorice vodka. If it's salty vodka, if there was an oyster and hot sauce, I can get down with it. But like, Jesus.
I'm totally with you on that. I've always heard, and of course I don't know because I've never been over there to Jorgen Florgen land, but I've heard people say that like black licorice is huge over there, and it's like salted, and that it's almost like a totally different thing than like the fucking jelly beans and shit that we've had.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm saying, I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. But in vodka form, that definitely is some them.
That's Jägermeister. That's just Jägermeister.
Right. Licorice liquor sounds, reminds me of Jägermeister. Yeah.
It's a national delicacy, and we often learn to drink with it. So it's sort of like Malort. The Chicago's Malort for them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So come up north. I'll buy y'all a shot. Euro from Finland. I hope I said that right. Dude, first of all, I got to tell you this. We would love to. We would absolutely love to. Don't know if we can, but we would love to. Let's see. Oh, one more. Subject line. Corey hits, Trae don't.
Great. I don't know how this one got picked.
Yeah, who knows? Was just listening to the potatoes and duck fat conversation and figured I'd give this one another shot. Oh, they've messaged us before, apparently. You two really should write a cookbook. Skew. I agree. We should write a cookbook. And I know that no one's big.
So they literally made the subject line that to get you to read it, and it worked.
They sure did.
Good job.
They sure did.
Well, hats
sure
off
did.
to them.
They sure did.
Yeah, I know. People tell me that too at shows and stuff. They'll bring it up. So, like, I mean, would be fun.
I can go and tell you this.
An angle or something.
Well, I'll tell you this. We need an angle if we're going to get HarperCollins to pay for it. That's what we need. But self-publishing, it's a thing. But that would require work for no money first, and I don't.
Yeah, don't
hit. That don't hit. Yeah. Well, there you go. There's the airmail. Trae, where are you going to be this week?
Well, I'm going to Phoenix tomorrow, but just for one night, and then next weekend I'm in Brooklyn, New York, and then after that it's West Coast stuff: San Fran, Portland, Seattle. Not sure if that's the order. After that, in June, there's Florida. Where else? Wilmington, Spartanburg, and a whole bunch of other places all coming up, all at TraeCrowder.com. Please come see me.
Speaking of Phoenix, Sean Jones, you're a piece of shit. Can't wait to get that text. Sean's a good buddy of mine, and you'd know Sean if you've seen him. And anytime you go to Phoenix, he texts me. He's like, I see Trae's not afraid to come here, because he's always mad that I don't come to Phoenix. But what he needs to understand is that I don't do fucking shit. I don't do anything. The only thing I do is write stuff and record podcasts over at CoreyWritesForYou.com, and I'm begging you to subscribe. You can do it for free. You can also pay me, but you can do it for free. I just put out a 17-minute park rant today. The day before, I put out a poem, and it's called My Poems Ain't Good. You can be the one that decides. But CoreyWritesForYou.com, it's my favorite thing in the world. We built a wonderful community there, and I hope that you can subscribe and give me money. Stay fancy, motherfuckers.
Skew.
Skew.
Skew. Here's Lydia Lovelace.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Royalty and rednecks are alike. They both like cutting and picking fights. Biscuits and baked beans where they don't belong. Sit on down with Corey and Trae and learn some fancy shit today. We'll laugh a little even when they're wrong. They'll take you to a magical place where if you call someone a cunt, nobody cares. They keep it debonair at putting on airs, putting on airs, putting on airs.